Thank you for joining us on Facebook. Martin Swinger here and Brian Kaufman, live from the Rainbow Room in Asbury Park, New Jersey, sponsored by Rainbow Quest, the LGBTQ plus board game that engages, educates, empowers, and affirms. So thanks for being here tonight. We're thrilled to have our friend and queer music legend Tom Wilson Weinberg with us.
And we look forward to getting into meeting Tom and learning all about him in just a moment. We're going to start out with our theme song. If you've got the lyrics, feel free to sing along.
Oh, I just need to quench a bit of my thirst.
Otherwise,
with a Rainbow Quest mug.
Okay. At any point, feel free to sing along as loud as you want to, as long as you're muted. Welcome to our Rainbow Room, you VIPs on Zoom, your Facebook friends to LinkedIn. We're recording so you know the best part of the show is seeing what you're thinking. Help yourselves to sing along. If you don't know the song, that's fine, cause we can't hear you. Our show is sponsored by Rainbow Quest. Lots of theme tchotchkes in our treasure chest. Treasure chest? Yeah, the treasure chest at www.rainbowquest.org. Lots of great stuff there. Of course. Long as we're locked down, it's nice just to know friends are here with us, enjoying our show. This is our small gift to you for joining us on Tuesday's Rainbow Room. It's official. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Rainbow Room. How wonderful.
Wow, those earbuds are so little. I had to take it out when we were singing, and now, okay, is no one hearing us?
Your volume went down when you started singing.
Yes, it did.
Everybody else sounds great.
Did you hear the volume go down for Martin and Brian? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Martin,
It started strong and then it slowly faded away.
Yeah, it's been a common problem.
Martin, Brian, your volume went down when you started singing. Someone put that in chat for them, maybe.
So Martin, Brian, can you hear us right now? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Your volume is off. Okay.
Back to Minicam.
Huh? Okay. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Here's John White. Okay. We're going to take a wild shot at the next song.
Oh, right, the next song. Yes.
The chorus is real simple. Dave's going to put the words up. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know, a safe place. Like this. All we need is a safe place to learn, to know, to love, to know, a safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know, a safe place. I cannot speak for people who live in a different skins, scarred by inequality before their lives begin. When color makes the difference between freedom and jail, how can they rise to justice when the system makes them fail? All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. We're sad because you tell us we're not wanted in this land. We hide from hatred in your eyes. We do not understand. We come to see the lady lift her lamp beside the door. We are the huddled masses Lady Liberty stands for. And all we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. The privilege I grew up the privilege I grew up with leaves me uninformed and blind to people all around who are tormented and maligned. Now we can sit in silence and pretend we're not to blame, or we can stand for lives that matter, equal and the same, because all we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. To learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. Woo!
So thank you all for joining us here in what we like to think of as a safe place, a safe space to make it through the pandemic and be a little bit less socially isolated.
Mhm.
And we're so happy to see so many of you here. We're thrilled this
There it
week
is.
to
Oh,
have,
there you are.
let's see, oh yeah, all the way up there. Yep, we have our IT support. We have Sarah the Dumpling Queen, and it's her birthday. We have Dwayne, the men's fashion blogger, who does, bespoke clothing and boat building. Whatever you need, Dwayne can build it. We have Barbara. We have John from Philadelphia. We have Dave from the Amherst area. Stephen from Georgia, where our LLC Rainbow Viking is headquartered.
Mhm.
So it's so good to see all of you here, and especially all of you who are, on Facebook, who we can't see right now, but that's okay because we feel you. We feel you.
So speaking of welcoming, we want to welcome our very special guest this evening. Tom Wilson Weinberg has been a dear friend for almost 30 years. We've known him for half of our lives, and it's been quite a pleasure. We met Tom up in Maine and immediately started stalking him. But Brian's got even better stories. Brian's known him even longer. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Brian. Nice to be here.
Where are
We're
you, Tom?
thrilled.
Where are you?
I am at home in Philadelphia.
Hey, good. Good.
Last time you were here, we sat outside in the park because we weren't allowed to bring anybody into our building. And now it's nice to know that you two are vaccinated. We are also.
Yeah, so we can do that. And even that time we came to our very first public performance, you.
At the William Way Center.
The William Way Center, and it was wonderful, of course. And we were to about 20 people there, maybe?
That was the limit that we could handle, 25 people.
All right.
And we
Well,
did
we-
4 performances just to get some people in the chairs, but we could only allow 25 at a time in this big room. But we were playing by the rules and being very careful. And I'm so glad that you came down from Asbury Park.
Yeah, it was a
We
lot of fun.
couldn't, how could we not? We had to overcome a lot of fear about venturing out, you know,
Uh-huh.
on the road, or like just to go into a building with other people. But we were well sanitized, and we left with, you know, our spirits lifted from your uplifting and inspiring music. So I'll admit, I know, Tom, you've heard this too many times already, but back when I was still kind of coming out and wanting to repay my debt to the valiant volunteers at the New York City Gay Hotline, who probably talked to me every day for like 2 years when I asked them every possible question a gay young person could think of, I knew I had to pay it back. So when I went to school in upstate New York in Troy, where Barbara is actually watching from, I volunteered in Albany at their gay community center. And for my work, they gave me your album, The Gay Name Game. And I was kind of freaked out. I couldn't believe someone actually had a manufactured product with the word gay on it, with your picture.
There it is.
You know, I couldn't believe it. Now, of course, I couldn't find a quiet time to listen to it ever for about, I don't know how many months, but I always wanted to. And when I finally took it out and listened to it, I couldn't believe that a human being created the lyrics and the music and had the wherewithal to put that out there. It was things I couldn't even imagine. That wasn't just my own little quirk. And here you were putting it out there for everyone to relate to. I was just mesmerized and emboldened. It probably saved my life, probably inspired me to like never think of suicide. And so you've been my hero and my inspiration ever since. So I'll just put that out there.
Thank you very much, Brian. That's a very sweet statement, and I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me.
So,
And I won't say another word.
Oh, no. Tell us that whole thing again.
Oh, boy. Well, okay.
No,
Now,
that's okay.
I don't know if you remember when we actually met in person. I mean, I remember what I did, and I couldn't help myself. Do you remember? Ask Tom to talk. Ask Tom to talk.
invite Tom to talk.
Oh, oh, Tom, would you tell? Do you remember what I did?
Well, I must admit I'm having a little trouble remembering. Was it a meeting?
good.
Was it? There are a couple of possible places where we met. Papa Joe's
Bathhouse.
in Augusta. Some kind of a statewide LGBT meeting. And
Yes,
was it held in Portland?
Nope, that was
Where?
somewhere way up north. Might have been Waterville.
Oh, it might have
You
been.
know what it was? It was Effie Pentlarge's cabin in Belgrade Lakes.
No, that was another time.
That was another time?
That was another time. But
Okay.
the very first time was at symposium when you were the entertainment. And
Oh, that was that.
I figured you were going to arrive in a limousine or something,
Right,
or by
right.
helicopter. And there you were, like in the cafeteria. I was like, oh my God, Thomas and Weinberg in this horrible cafeteria? Is there no justice? I mean,
Was that?
wow.
Was that?
Here's the ballet. And I saw you and I just had to go over and tell you what an inspiration you were. And I kind of remember kind of getting down on the ground and genuflecting.
Probably
So I'm
did.
glad you don't
Okay.
remember. I'm really glad you didn't remember that. I'm so relieved.
Well, so many people have knelt in front of me that I just, it's hard to keep all that fresh in one's memory. But
I can imagine. I believe that.
There are a lot of reasons for people to kneel in front of you, Tom.
Oh, well,
and
you know.
music is one of them.
That's yes.
We won't go
The
there.
double entendre was not intended.
One of
But we have some low salt pretzels and some Baba Ganoush hummus. Help yourself.
Thank you. One of my favorite stories about your songs, Tom, is the story of how you ended up with a platinum record. And would you be willing to tell that story before I show the clip, or should I show the clip and then you tell us the story?
I'll say a few things about it before you show the clip, and then I'll come back and say something more about it. But yes,
Okay.
it was kind of a fluke. I had written a song, maybe in the late 70s, called Lesbian Seagull. And the song came from an article that I read in the paper about a study that was supported by the federal government, which followed the behavior of seagulls. They put a little bracelet on their tiny little ankles. Does a seagull
With
have
rhinestones,
ankles?
no doubt.
And they would trace the birds as they left the nest and came back the following year. And they determined that female couples remained together. They would migrate, come back, same nest, same two birds. They could tell from the ringlets around their legs. And I just thought that was extremely romantic. And so I wrote a song about it. And it somehow got called to the attention of David Letterman. It was on I think it's on Gay Name Game. And David Letterman played it as from off that record, and it was heard by Mike Judge, who is the creator of Beavis and Butthead. And the clip that you're going to show, Martin, is just a little piece of the song, but it's right from the movie. And their teacher, Mr. Van Driessen, is singing to his students, and it's in the voice of Mike Judge. He was in the studio recording this in London. And somehow he tracked me down, and I taught him the song over the phone I was in Philadelphia at the time, and he was in London. I taught him the song, and they made the recording that you're about to play.
So this is from the movie Beavis and Butthead Do America, which we went to see. Well, we were enjoying Beavis and Butthead, but we knew this song was in there. So here is a snippet of the song, Lesbian Seagulls. Don't play it. Okay. Technician. Now I should be able to do it. Yep. Now let's give it a shot.
And here's a song that might help you cope with some of those feelings, okay? It's called Lesbian Seagull. She flies so gracefully over rocks, trees, and sand, soaring over cliffs and gently floating down to land. She proudly lifts her voice to sound the mating call. And soon her mate responds by singing, caw, caw, caw. Come with me, lesbian seagull. Settle down and rest with me. Fly high, lesbian seagull.
And there you have it. You can hear us now.
So this reminds me of what a bad voice Mike Judge has. He missed all the notes. It's really a lovely tune. And I was very lucky because the people who produced the film, it was Paramount Pictures and MTV. And then the soundtrack was done by Universal, David Geffen's label at that time. And they hired a crooner by the name of Engelbert Humperdinck. You might know that name. And he sang the song with a big arrangement and a chorus of backup people. And at the closing credits, he sang it, and he sang it beautifully. That's why it went double platinum, whatever it's called. It was on the charts, and so that's the story. I really lucked into it. There are songwriters who spend a lot of time trying to get their music seen by major producers. I really didn't ever try that, and I just got lucky, and so that's the story of Lesbian Seagull.
There's more to the story, though, Tom, isn't there?
Well, there's a few things. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Well,
Heroic things.
I'm thinking about what they did to the seagulls in the end at the CD.
That's right. So when they first released the first run of the record, at the end of the song, we hear two rifle shots. We hear a thump and a thump, and then Beavis and Butthead with that ridiculous laugh that they had. And I was very upset about it. It was something that they just thought they would do in the studio. It was just something that came up and somebody said, let's do this, and they did it. And I called Universal Records and I said, that's my song, you cannot do that. Because even though they thought it was funny, it wasn't funny to me. It was a way of saying, this is what happens, that lesbians and gay men, trans people and bisexual people, queers of all kinds, are vulnerable to violence. I said, you just can't do that. And they put me through to the president of the record company, and he said, I'll discuss it with Mr. Geffen. So so he called me back the next day and he said, we're taking it off. We're taking that off. But they had already distributed 200,000 CDs all over the country and abroad. And he said, we never can get those back.
Yeah.
So that was upsetting, but then they went on to print more than 1 million more without the gunshots. And it was in the newspapers. It was, I regretted in a way that was the main thing that people were focusing on, but it also, I think, was a learning experience for people that read it and really paid attention to the whole sequence of events. And about probably 90% of the CDs that were sold, or maybe 95%, don't have the rifle shots. So that's the story.
So if you ever pick up a copy of Beavis and Butthead Do America CD, and it's got the shots on the end, break it.
Well,
actually, I'd like to have a copy of it. I have in this room. I have tons of Beavis and Butthead stuff, but I never got to, I heard that the thump on a cassette, and I've never been able to find a CD of it. So I would like to have one. I have plenty of the CDs that it's not on, which is fine.
Well, now I'm going to go on eBay and see if I can find any, and that's one way to get them off the market, and they're rare collectibles. They're probably worth a lot, but no one knows.
Well, I think not. That's fine with me.
Well, I'm going to start looking.
Tom, you've written a lot of really amazing and powerful songs, and there's one of yours that is a particular favorite of mine that I enjoy sharing, and I'd like, if I may, to sing your song. Is that okay?
Mm.
And which song is that?
All right.
Any song you sing, Martin, is okay. So the answer is,
I'm gonna guess it's my Leviticus.
Yes.
all right.
And those of
Okay.
you who don't know, Leviticus is the part of the Bible where they say, man shall not lie with man, yada, 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 yada. They lay down all the rules about basically sending homosexuals to hell. My understanding is that that was actually about a specific incident rather than telling the whole world what to do. But Tom, just as the wise man that you are, responded to the song beautifully.
Just to make sure we don't have volumes.
Sound is going to be fixed.
Awesome.
There we go. You can hear the guitar. Man shall lie with man if he wants to. Woman shall lie with woman if they want to. At the very least, beast shall lie with beast if they want to. That's my Leviticus. Women may take the lead if they want to. Men may spill their seed if they want to. And those who wish to rate don't need to procreate if they don't want to. That's my Leviticus. A word is due here for our bodies, for we have nothing to conceal. Who decided that our bodies are sinful to reveal? They're not if we want to. Walking hand in hand shall be the custom. Peace throughout the land shall be the rule. And those who wish to love shall follow the above if they want to. That's my Leviticus. Ah, people.
Nice, Martin.
Thank
Very
you,
nice.
Tom. I also want to mention, because that's an inspiring song. With all the years I worked with different organizations and would travel to board meetings and would have to kind of brace myself for what goes down at board meetings. I would listen to, I think it was 10% Review or Don't Mess with Mary. It's, laid out in the streets, come out to everyone you meet, don't take bullshit from a politician. But I forgot the name of the song, but I had to listen to those songs on the way to just remind me, understand there are different approaches to a common goal. And it just really kept me motivated to keep doing it when I would have preferred backing away. So again, a lot of the work that I accomplished on many levels was really because you were like my coach and mentor in my CD player.
Well, thank you. That's nice.
Boy, Tom, I hope you can handle all this glory, all this adoration. Now, Tom, you have also done some songwriting with kids, right? Tell me how that came about.
I wanted to write something that was a statement about the bathroom controversy and trans kids. So this is 5 or 6 years ago when schools were pretty largely insisting that youngsters use the bathroom of the gender in which they were born. So kids really who identified otherwise had to be either using the bathroom in which they were completely uncomfortable or not using any bathroom at all day. It was a terrible thing. So I gathered some friends, including some of the trans folks that I work with in my musical shows. And I wrote this song. I think you're going to play it, Martin. And I was lucky to have the collaboration of the University of the Arts animation department. So the words and music are mine, and the beautiful cartoons are by students at UArts.
Wow.
So
Cool.
there
Here we
you
go.
are.
Cis, trans, gay, straight, rise up, rise up. Bathrooms can be really great. Rise up. When nature calls, let's rejoice. Rise up, and use the bathroom of our choice. Rise up. Adults sometimes get uptight. Wise up. Bathrooms have no wrong or right. Wise up. Bathrooms are a public space. Rise up, rise up. Every gender, every race. Rise up.
I see that John White in the children's choir.
He was one of the singers, yes.
Very cute.
Wow, that's great.
John.
Do you want to come over to my screen and take a bow, John?
Would you guys like to meet John? Yeah, Dave says yeah.
It's a large apartment. He's on his way.
It is a large apartment. It used to be a real small apartment, and then you bought more room.
Yeah, after Lesbian Seagull, we could afford to enlarge our.
Here now.
Right on.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's so amazing, that we, as songwriters, we pick up an idea and we just run with it, and we don't think about what it's going to do. And we're often very surprised by the songs that get picked up and run with. And I'm so happy for you that got all the attention that it got.
Well, thank you.
So, hey, John, it's good to see you.
Hello. I could be speaking to you from my other screen, but
That's right.
but here I am.
It's nice to have you there. That's so cute with the two of you tied together with those earbuds. We got,
Yeah, well, we learned it from
we got
you.
wireless ones because we don't like each other well enough.
Martin specifically requested wireless
Well,
when I
because
ran out to Best Buy.
I'm picking guitars up and putting them down. I didn't want to deal with the wires.
Right.
So, John, you've retired recently. Could you explain to me one more time what it was you were doing before you retired?
Well, and I didn't completely retire. I'm still working more than half time. So
Okay.
I'm a physician in rehabilitation medicine, and for many years I've been a full-time researcher in my field, studying people who are recovering from brain injuries.
From brain injury. Wow. Well,
Our Netflix review of the week. So the other night, while we were like a little bit feverish from our second COVID shot, we watched. There's our IT support. We watched something called Tales by Light. It was Paradise in Peril Part 1, and it's about how photographers are helping to save global issues. So Orlando Bloom and this photographer basically went slumming in Bangladesh. It was horrifying the way people were living there, in abject poverty. And we kept feeling so sad for them. And it kept making us wonder, at what point in this video will they suggest anything that viewers can do to help them feel less uncomfortable about, what these kids in Bangladesh are experiencing? So, oh, and I have to check one more thing here. Martin's still chiming in. So we were wondering, like, this is so depressing. What are we supposed to get out of this? So, like, poverty is everywhere. Are we supposed to think how lucky we are to have the kind of poverty we have here compared to Bangladesh? And while they were doing their whole documentary, they highlighted very, very weakly the work that UNICEF is doing in Bangladesh to help get these kids to go to school and provide some clean accommodations for them. And so I just want to put in a plug for UNICEF because the program did such a poor job promoting UNICEF. It's like, if you can donate to UNICEF, they're doing wonderful things about child labor, people living in poverty around the globe, and they could use your support. This is a perfect time to announce that Piccadilly Specialties 501c3, the parent company for Rainbow Quest, I don't know which camera to aim at anymore. We are now donating. We are now donating portions from every game sale to PFLAG, Glisten, Transgender Legal Network. I think Law Network. What else? Garden State Equality. Who am I leaving out here?
The Trevor Project.
Oh, the Trevor Project, of course. So we decided, from
Sage.
Sage. Yeah, we figure, we can't promise to donate a lot for the first year or two, but at some point we're hoping we can be a significant revenue stream for other nonprofits doing the work that we are doing. So I think we're back here. I'm going to spotlight Martin
And unspotlight
and
yourself.
unspotlight me.
And unmute yourself too. And you could.
Do what now?
Brian, can you mute yourself?
I am muting myself now.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, John. It was great seeing you. Thanks for joining us there. Yeah.
Brian, you still are spotlighted.
I am? That's not Martin?
That's not me.
Oh, whoops.
I'm right here.
Okay, remove spotlight.
And then put the spotlight on Martin.
Okay,
No, that's you. That's you.
What? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Haha. Oh, looky, there you are.
Uh-huh. There we are. Hey. All right. Folks,
I'm exhausted.
thanks very much. So, even when we get things right, technology still fights against us. One of these days we'll meet again in real analog time. And I look forward to all of that. But in the meantime, yeah, thank you, Sarah, too. We've got more wonderful videos from Tom, and I'd like to share another one if I could. And this is from a program called a song called "The Love That Dare Not Speak Its Name." Tom, you want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Well, it's and again, this is just a little piece of the song. I always wanted to be a tap dancer, and you will see that I am not, but I do a little tap dance. The song, I think it's an Oscar Wilde idea, saying, he had many, the love that dare not speak its name. And so I thought that there was something to build a song around about that, around that little short phrase.
Certainly. Okay, well, there we are. Okay, so now I'm ready for your tap dance routine. And Tom, I'm a wannabe tap dancer as well. Now, I did take 6 months of tap dancing class. So with a little bit of warm up, I can do a shuffle ball change and I can do the time step and a couple of others. And it was a wicked lot of fun. But that was when I was in my 20s. So something about being an entertainer really makes us want to that little shuffle thing. I think you do a lovely job with this. Let's hear Tom do The Love That Dare Not Speak Its Name.
Next he went to college, and getting all that knowledge, he thought that somehow he was lame. He longed to be with Donald and Bill and Pete and Ronald and the love that dare not speak its name. And one day on the trolley, he met a guy named Ollie. A flicker quickly turned into a flame. First they started dating, and then they called it dating, and nothing has ever been the same. Charlie then discovered his father and his mother led him wrong about the love sweet game. No longer did he hide, although he felt a growing pride in the love that dare speak its name. What's that? The love that dare speak its name. One more time. The love that dare speak its name.
So, Martin, next time I see you, you can give me a lesson.
Oh, in tap dancing? Sure.
Yes.
I'll be glad to teach you the 2 steps I know.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Cool.
You sound just like Lawrence Welk.
I know, I sound like Lawrence Welk. So
Wonderful.
Tom, you've been inspiring to me as a songwriter as well. So we're going to have you play some more songs too, but I'd love to share one of mine if I could. And this is growing up gay, I hid. I didn't come out till I was 23 years old before I admitted to anybody that I was gay. And that's part of my psychosis, I think, today. But so I wrote a song sort of honoring that idea that hiding, how much damage hiding can do and how much loss has happened because of hiding, how much suffering happens when you can't simply be yourself. And this is one of the primary reasons that we developed Rainbow Quest, to make the conversation happen when kids are young so that they know they can come out with those words and that they can discuss these things wherever they are on the spectrum, whether they're considering that they may be different or not. If the conversation isn't there, then it's almost impossible to introduce. So this is a song called Hiding Out Blues. I saw you walking yesterday, we passed on the street, you looked in my eye. See you walking with some friends who don't have a clue, I winked back at you. But when you answer me, I read your message, please don't destroy this disguise. Hiding on the city streets, hiding from your friends, hiding from the family, the hiding never ends. You can do your hiding any way you choose. You'll get those hiding out blues. Your color's clear as a bell. You're not fooling me, you know I can tell. It's written all over you, the way that you are, indelible blue. You try to keep it in, you pray to wake up, please don't let this color be true. Hiding on the football team or in a business suit, hiding in the government or as a new recruit. You can do your hiding any way you choose. How do I goes out at 'em too. Those hiding out You tell yourself that it's a phase, don't mean a thing when you're in the mood. You don't believe in hiding lies, but news of this kind would ruin you good. You have to run away where no one knows you and love won't remember your name. Hiding in the parking lot, hiding on the road, hiding on the highway you think nobody knows. You can do your hiding any way you choose. And you're hiding in the personals, hiding in the news, hiding in the pulpit or hiding in the pews. You can do your hiding any way you choose. You get those hiding out, you get those hiding out, you're always hiding out
I love that, Martin. That was so fun. I love when you do the howling songs like that.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
It's like yodeling with a purpose, kind of.
Yeah, sure. Yodeling with a purpose. I like that. I like that too.
Sarah said she likes watching me dance. That's kind of scary. Like, that's not dancing. You don't want to see me dance. I dance like me at a bar mitzvah. Ugh.
So, Tom, besides just writing songs, you've done a lot of other projects. You've done a lot of theater projects, writing musicals, and that's something that I'm working on right now is writing a musical. And I really admire that you just went right at it. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the musicals that you've written?
Well, thank you. Yes, that is the other side. I love doing these cabaret shows, and I've been doing them for many years with lots of other people joining me. But I do have a love for music theater. The first show that I put together quite a number of years ago is about the relationship between Eleanor Roosevelt and Lorena Hickok. And the show is currently titled Sunrise at Hyde Park. And John and I are working on restructuring the show right now. We have had a number of workshop productions of it here and in New York. And now we're preparing an entirely new script using most of the same music, but a different way of creating the show with the help of John, who is really a terrific colleague. And we've been living in the same house and loving each other for a long time. We've never done this before. And so that's what we're up to right now.
So this is the first time that you're actually letting him in on the creative process.
I guess you
right?
would say so, yes.
Wow. That's
Yes.
challenging.
Well, it's challenging for both of us to some degree, but he has a way. He's the dramaturge of this project, and he's really brought new life to it.
That's
my most recent. There are a couple of other book musicals. One of them is called 60 Years with Bruce and Jean, which follows a couple who were together, two real people who I knew one of them. They met in 1929, right at the time of the stock market crash, and they were together for about 65 years.
I read the book. It was an amazing. Didn't they have a book about them?
Yes,
Yeah.
called The Two Oldest Gay Men in America.
Yeah.
And so that's another project. My most recent one is 2 years ago, Philadelphia and South Jersey and the surrounding area had a celebration of Walt Whitman's 200th birthday. He was born in 1819. And so there were a lot of events around town in 2019. A lot of poetry readings, of course, but also art exhibits, music, pop-up stuff on the sidewalks, dancing. And I was invited to participate in that event. And I wrote a musical called Oscar Visits Walt. I'm wearing the t-shirt tonight with the logo of that event. See, maybe, I don't know if you can tell that that's Walt Whitman right there.
Oh,
And
okay.
the 200 is his birthday. And Oscar Wilde came to the United States on a lecture tour in 1882. And one thing that he wanted to do was to meet Walt Whitman. Oscar was in his 20s, Whitman was in his 60s. And Oscar knew of Whitman's poetry because his mother was the poet laureate of Ireland. And she read Leaves of Grass to little Oscar when he was a kid. So when he came to the US on his lecture tour, as soon as he got to, he started in New York, as soon as he got to Philadelphia, he said, I want to go over to Camden, right across the river, and meet Mr. Whitman. And so it was arranged, and they had two meetings as it turned out. One, and then about 5 months later, when Oscar had been traveling around the country and coming back through Philadelphia, they had a second visit. And a lot of people have speculated about what transpired because nobody else was there. It was just the two of them alone in Whitman's little row house. But I know what went on, and that's what my musical is about.
Sort of like One Night in Miami, only different.
So and I'd like to, we were lucky to get that staged twice. We had 9 performances of it, and then we were going to do more, and nasty COVID came our way. But we'll get that back on the stage when the stage is open, which it will be again soon.
Good, good. I know you'll let us know when that happens.
I will.
Hopefully we'll be able to come see the show this time.
Nice.
That'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. Well, I've got another video of yours here, I think, that I would like to share. It's this one here. And I'm going to change my sound first. No, not
Sorry,
that. Oh, you've got it set where we wanted it. All right. Let's do this one. And start that and start that.
Don't vote for the autocrat, the plutocrat, the theocrat. Don't vote for the bureaucrat, the Republican, or the Democrat. Don't vote for those who say, trust us. Vote for racial justice. Vote for liberation. Vote for immigration. Vote for reparation. Vote for public education. Vote for a journalist's voice. Vote for reproductive choice. Vote for prisoner release. Vote for fewer police. Vote for marijuana for me and for you. Vote for LGBTQ. Vote for internet neutrality. Vote for abnormality. Vote for social welfare. Vote for universal health care. Vote for freedom of religion. Vote for freedom from religion. Vote for the arts and sciences. Vote for worldwide alliances. Vote for clean air, clean water. Vote for your granddaughter. Vote for the old and frail. Vote for voting by mail. Vote for the right to vote.
Okay. Well,
That was really nice.
Sorry about that.
we do have another issue. I'm
So thrilled that even with IT support here, the mysteries continue. It makes me feel far less ignorant
Well,
than I've been feeling.
I'd like to invite people to go to YouTube and just put my name in there, and you'll hear the song and you'll hear all the lyrics right to the end.
Yeah, yeah.
We lost
Sorry.
it. That's okay. It's quite all right.
Good, barely, but successful. Yeah, so all of you go look up Tom Wilson Weinberg, Weinberg. And as you can see in his name right down there, look him up on YouTube. He's got a lot of clips because he's been writing great songs forever and ever and ever.
Speaking of forever,
Yeah?
didn't many years ago you ended up with a friend in Syracuse who arranged for you to do a gig at a coffee house? Can you just tell us how that brought you together with Tom in a way over the years?
Well, my friend Val was living in Syracuse and invited me to come up and do a gig, and we started scouting around, and somehow Tom informed me that he used to have a relative that had a cigar shop there
That's
that had been turned into a club that had live music.
Well, yes, that's close. My brother had a bar, and adjoining the bar was a coffee house. I think it was called Good to the Last Drop Coffee House or something like that. Is that right? Do you remember the name of the place?
Not exactly, but that works.
And I performed there. And I liked it a lot as a sweet space. And then I think I referred you to it, and you performed there. I wasn't in town. I wasn't living. That's for people, whoever's listening. That's my hometown, Syracuse. That's where I grew up. But I wasn't there at the time that you came through town.
But didn't your grandfather also have something to do with the building? Didn't you spend a lot of time there when you were a kid?
Yes. The family business was in that building. Yes.
I'm so glad I jogged your memories.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of synchronicity. Even your daughter and Martin's daughter being born at about the same time.
Both named Jess.
Right.
A lot of parallels in the world here.
Indeed.
So that's just part of the fun, part of the small world of music.
Really, that's right.
Which is exciting. So is that what you're mostly focused on these days, is rewriting the script for Eleanor and Hick and revamping those other things? Or are you still getting new flashes of things to write about?
Well, I do have a couple of other projects, and I really want to get back to singing, to doing some of the cabaret shows, which I love so much. But during the pandemic, I've written a few songs and posted them. One of them is the vote song that you just played, and one of them, which I mentioned while you two were hidden, is called "We Know Georgia." That was written for the votes for the rerun elections, which went so well. I think it was my song that put us over the top there.
Absolutely.
And then I wrote one for the inauguration. So I continue to do that and post things, and I have a couple of other little music projects on my keyboard, not the laptop keyboard, but the piano keyboard. So I'm busy with stuff. Yeah.
Our brains never stop doing that, do we? I mean,
I
once we
guess
start
not.
cranking
I
out
guess
music.
not.
I remember reading a quote. Somebody asked Beethoven where he got all of his ideas, and his response was, "How do I keep from tripping over them in the morning?" So many musical ideas going in his head.
Yep.
It makes sense. There's music going in my brain all the time, like it or not.
Well,
I've had times when I was sick as I could be with the flu, fever, throwing up, and songs pounding in my head at the same time.
Yes.
You can't avoid it. Don't let your kids grow up to be musicians. So thanks, Tom. It's really been wonderful having you here.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you for inviting me. I was very happy to be
true
here.
joy. And all of you keep an eye out for Tom Wilson Weinberg. He's done big things and he ain't done yet. So he's got a lot more to offer. You can look him up on YouTube. You'll find wonderful music by Tom Wilson Weinberg.
Yeah.
He's got albums, he's got CDs. Don't Mess with Mary. Got a beautiful song called Stonewall about the Stonewall Rebellion. Picked up bricks and bottles, da 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 da. Yeah, always creating really wonderful things, very wonderful LGBTQ music, and I suspect he's somewhere in the Rainbow Quest game. Is he?
Of course.
Forever immortalized in the Rainbow Quest game.
Nice. Well, thank you. It was great to be here. I liked hearing you sing, Martin, a song of yours and a song of mine. Thank you for doing that.
Thanks. Well, anytime you want me to sing a song of yours, just let me know and I'll drive right over with my guitar and do it for you.
Okay, it's a deal.
I've always sort of fantasized being in one of your shows.
Okay.
Just put that in your back pocket.
Well, we did all
have your people call my people
together once at, was it the Christopher Street Coffee House?
Did we all get to?
There was something where we sang "You Baby Too," I think, together.
I'm thinking that was the LGBTQ Center.
It's possible.
Something like that, maybe.
But I remember it.
Like electrons, we keep bumping into each other.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. I will slip away. I enjoyed being here very much, and we'll talk soon, I'm sure.
That's great.
Bye.
That's great.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much,
Tom.
Tom Wilson Weinberg. Yay. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Y'all have a great night.
Bye.
Great to see John, too. All right. Well, let's do one more little closing song, if I may, and then we'll close out our evening.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, Brian.
All of the tech problems we've been having, it just made me think of a joke.
Oh, okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doesn't
who?
Doesn't anybody want to let me in the Zoom room? My apologies to not being able to react fast enough. I need like a few different arms.
Did you change the mic?
Let me see. Did I change the mic yet? I'm going to learn this apart. So now we got the Procam. Yeah, we got the Procam. I'm going to get that part down. I'm going to make myself a note, but I think I'm going to get that part down. So we were actually able to play CDs at the same time. It's a miracle. So here's to all of us who have finally had our COVID shots. I heard an interesting report today where they're talking about that in Great Britain, instead of giving everybody 2 shots, they gave twice as many people 1 shot, and it got things under control. So there's some scuttlebutt about the possibility of spreading the shots out that way, so that more people get the initial bump, and that will help bring the spread down and also bring down the likelihood of all the little side variants and that kind of thing. So we may see some changes coming, but it doesn't change the important message that we still have to wear masks, and we do need to get our shots if we can, because there are a lot of people out there who won't wear masks and won't get their shots. So we have to protect ourselves as well as we can. So speaking of health, I wasn't born to stately halls of alabaster.
You aren't.
I haven't given any balls to Mrs. Astor, but all the same, I'm in the pink. My constitution's made of zinc, and you never have to give this oil castor. I'm always a flop at a top-notch affair, but I still got my health, so what do I care? But I'm at my best spring, alas, is a glass solitaire, but I still got my health, so what do I care? My fashion and foppery I've never discussed. Attending the Opry, my box would be a bust. When I host affairs, Steve Colbert isn't there, but I still got my health, so what do I care? You want to whistle? That was great. La 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 la. Oh, the hip that I shake doesn't make people stare, but I still got my health, so what do I care? The sight of my props never stops a thoroughfare, but I still got my health, so what do I care? I knew I was slipping at Minsky's one dawn. When I started stripping, they hollered, "Put it on!" Once Billy Rose let me pose in the bear, but I still got my health, so what do I care? La 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 la. Your face is your fortune, as some wise men spoke. My face is my fortune, that's why I'm totally broke. My ship ain't come in, but I grin while I bear, 'cause I still got my vitamins A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Still got my health. Got no diamonds, got no wealth, I got no men, but I got my health.
Yay! Woohoo! And Barbara says, wow, we're really going crazy tonight. Well, you know, that's just what happens when you're in the virtual green room here at the Rainbow Room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all we need is a safe space to learn, to grow, to love, to know, a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for joining us here at the Rainbow Room. Each week, I think this is week number 48 now, since we started doing this almost a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Barbara, laughing and singing is really good. Laughter, you know, the best medicine. They don't call it that for nothing. It wasn't just a gimmick from Reader's Digest. And Martin is, you know, always a strong proponent of talking about the biophysics and neurological and immune response that singing, even in the shower or in the car, or in a choir, even better, has on your overall health and mental well-being. So yeah, it's a great thing, and we're glad if you go crazy. I mean, if you ever want to just watch from the from your own shower, you know, put some saran wrap over your computer or your phone, get in the shower, sing your lungs out with us.
What?
Good, clean fun.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh,
You go
I
first.
forgot to put this back in.
Yeah, so you can hear
Look
the
out,
echo
it's
in
unmuting time. Look out.
there. Okay. So
Okay.
we're coming to the point of the show where we're all going to sing our closing song. So you can all unmute. And if you haven't done this before, the trick is to pick your favorite closing TV show song, and we'll sing them all together, all at once, loud, proud, on or off key, doesn't matter. The thing is, we're going to be singing together. All of our immune systems will be boosted, and we'll all live to see next week's show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next week, in fact, next week is the 20th, and I'm going to be doing a show in a library in Maine at 6 o'clock, I think. I'll send out a little blurb about it. I believe it's free. If you want to join me, this will be a program of original songs, about an hour. And then shortly after that's over, we're going to pop into the Rainbow Room, and I'll probably sing some more original songs at you then. That's the 20th. And then the week after that, we've got Freddie Freeman coming. And Freddie Freeman is the king of Barapalooza. So he's going to be a lot of fun as well. So keep with us. Thank you again for joining us all.
Martin, where in Maine are you performing?
Oh, I'm performing at the Old Town Library in Maine, but it's going to be online. So I'll send you a link to it, and you can join us. You don't have to go to Maine to hear me.
I'd like to.
Yeah, I would love to too. That'll come one of these days. I have booked my first gig in Maine in June of 22. Though there's a high likelihood that I'll be performing at the Common Ground Fair the last weekend of September, and Union, Maine, Unity, Maine.
And we're hoping that we'll be able to have a booth in the political action area and be able to sell our Rainbow Quest game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you want to find out about the Common Ground Fair, look up Maine Organic Farmers and Growers Association or Common Ground Fair Maine, and you'll find it. It's a wonderful fair. It's worth coming to. All the way to Maine, it's worth coming to. So it's not a fair with cotton candy and roller coaster rides. It's a fair with homespun cotton and cow rides.
Oh.
So can't miss that, huh?
They have the children have a parade where they dress like vegetables.
And Sarah, you would love, there's a whole house full of bunny rabbits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We may just have to rent a whole hotel room and everybody come crash. It's a wonderful, wonderful fair, wonderful weekend. So thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next week as well. I'll send out a link about the show that happens at 6, and we'll see you here at 8 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have our tech under control until the universe decides otherwise. Thanks for joining us. Also, this coming Friday night, every Friday night, we play Rainbow Quest at 9 o'clock in the evening. And we welcome any of you to join us. I'm going to send out a link to that to the same list email that you've received already. So you can join us if you want to play the fun game. Last week, Shelley Watson joined us. What a hoot. Really? It was quite a lot of fun.
Wow.
So it's always fun to have new people. Sarah joins us. Stephen Stewart joins us many times. Dave has joined us before. Vitoon has joined us. So it's a fun evening, Friday night, BYO, and let's have some fun together. So,
and I think later this month, Shelley Watson is interested in doing what she's going to call LGBT time, which will be like a Sunday brunch Rainbow Quest game, for kind of like Rainbow Quest After Dark, with some of her performer friends who will get together. And of course, if you know Shelley Watson, a lot of her performer friends do adult entertainment in the form of very classy burlesque, very high-end classy burlesque. Think gypsy with a lot more class.
So she's always a lot of fun too. So thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Stay well, be careful, enjoy the spring sunshine. Oh my God, it's been great. I loved getting outside today, play in the garden, breathe because we can. So have a great evening, and all together, bunnies, I'm coming. Yes, indeed, Sarah. He'll tell you all about it. So let's all do our closing songs now.
Okay,
On
let's
your
see.
mark,
Is everyone ready?
get set.
I'm
Happy
so glad we had this
trails to
time
you
together,
till we
just to
meet
have a laugh
again.
and
Happy
sing a
trails
song.
to
It's
you.
just get
Smile
started, and before you know
happy
it,
trails
comes
to
the time we
you
have to
till
say so long. I wish I had a foghorn on my last note. I have to fix that.
Love you guys.
He's the talent.
Take care.
Thanks
Thanks.
very much.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you to Batoon. Special thanks to Batoon for helping us get through. Thank you, Batoon.